how do we get to the place? How did you get to the place of this sermon, the revelation of this sermon? What brought about the need for such a sharing concerning families in this life?
Well, thank you very much. I hope you all listened to the message we just heard. It's on YouTube. You follow us on our channel. It's also on Facebook. We were live. Now it was live. And what made me start sharing about family? Basically, in January this year, in December, the Lord instructed me to start our morning service so that we can be going live every week. I did not know the Lord knew there would be trouble, and He was preparing our church to be going live. We started the morning service, procrastinated to start going live until COVID caught up with us. COVID caught up with us. We were ordered to go home and stay at home. Now when we went home, I realized everybody is at home with their children. Everybody is at home. And then when I was seeking the Lord on what to share, that's when the Lord prompted me to embark on training people to feed at home. Yeah. So we started sharing about family treasures, family blessings, the fatherhood of God, the praise of fathers, and prophecy works like in a linear projection. Yeah. When you start, it's little, but as you go, it becomes clearer and clearer as time passes. Now, the message has gone becoming clearer and clearer. And basically, when we shared last week on the biblical foundations, one foundation is family leadership, headship or leadership. The next foundation is the passage of benefits of the kingdom from one generation to the other. And that's what brought up the issue of one generation conveyancing. Yeah. I went searching through the scriptures and I saw countless of men of God, men of old, that transacted not just physical things, yes, but spiritual things through their children from generation to generation. And I thought it's something good to teach them.
Wow. And it is great, it is powerful. On to my perhaps next question, there is on generational conveyance from the book of Genesis. Many a times God reveals Himself to many people in Israel as a God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And there we see a transaction from one generation to another generation to another generation. Will you kindly allow us to understand how generational conveyancing, as God expects it to be, comes clear through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob?
Thank you. When Abraham was called by God, God wanted to stop the generation of his father. Yeah. And one of the things that God told Abraham is that through you, all the families of the earth will be blessed. How? The people of Ar and of children had a behavior of treating wives who are the other equal in marriage as commodities. Yeah. You saw Abraham several times telling Sarah to behave as a sister. Yeah. So lest he is killed by Pharaoh or Abimelech. Yeah. And the way they treated women was less than God wanted. Yes. So God wanted to change that. Yes. And He had to remove Abraham from Ar and start a new generation with him. The only problem is that Abraham carried with him his father Terah. Yeah. And Terah lived very many years, 250 years. Wow. He lived. Wow. So Abraham dragged on his blessing by carrying the old generation with him, a generation that God was stopping. When Abraham's father died, God now was ready to start with him. And He started teaching him new things. He started showing him how to treat Sarah. Once God told Abraham, listen to Sarah. Sarah is right. Let Hagar and the boy go. And subsequently, we see a new paradigm in the family settings of those days. And from Abraham, the relationship between Abraham and Sarah, where we see Abraham until Sarah's death, Abraham was still only married to Sarah. So he had a pseudo wife in Hagar and later married Keturah. But when the time came for blessing, if you read the book of Genesis chapter 25 verse 5, Abraham gave all he had to Isaac. And I believe that that's what we were saying in the morning service, that all that he gave is not commodities. It's not just things. It was spiritual impetus, spiritual ability. Abraham is known to be a man of faith. And we see Isaac behaving likewise. What do you expect from a boy who sees himself tied to firewood and his father lifting a knife to kill him in the name of a sacrifice? Isaac understood whatever God gives him, God is in charge. Isaac understood you don't have to look at God with an evil eye. He is able to bless you regardless. And we see therefore Isaac blessing his son. He thought it was Esau, but when he came to bless him, Isaac was able to reverse the curse of Adam from affecting Jacob. He told him, you will be blessed, your earth will be blessed, there will be grain, there will be vine, there will be, and the blessing of God that was taken away in the Garden of Eden was restored. And we see Jacob, his life changes. He goes to Laban's home. And do you know where Laban's home was? Where Abraham had come from. And when he goes back there, he does not behave like them. He behaves like Abraham, his father, his grandfather. He behaves like Isaac, his father. Hallelujah. Amen. Because things had changed. And that's where we see now, when we call it, we call the blessing of Isaac, the Jacobite blessing, because Jacob was the last person to receive it also. Abraham had it, developed it, gave it to Isaac, developed it, gave it to Jacob. Jacob shared it among 12 of his sons. Now you can understand. Yes.
Wow. And then from Jacob, it kind of shifts throughout Israel, and then we get to a point in time in history where now God is using another man. He has lifted David. He is in covenant with David. Now, how is David able to transact the covenant God has with him in the Solomon?
Yes, David, the man after God's own heart. You can be sure that man had so much virtue. And he had several sons. The first one, Amnon, it failed. The next one we find is Absalom. Absalom could not wait. It failed. Most likely because his sons had strange births. Because David was always busy running up and down. The first wife of David, given by Saul, Michal, could not get children. Of course, I think Michal could not get children because God did not want to perpetuate the generations of Saul. If Michal got children, that means David would have a son or a daughter with Saul's bloodline. And God did not want that. And of course, also Michal despised David. She still looked at David despitefully. You remember when David was dancing before the Lord? Michal said, he has danced shamelessly before the maids. And David answered and said, even those maids, I will dance with the Lord. And even those maids you think I'm behaving shamelessly before them, I will get more honor from them. Amen. So this David, unlike Abraham and Jacob and Isaac, David did not. We did not discuss David passing just the good virtues, and we saw Solomon had all the virtue of David, but we saw David passing to Solomon his unfinished business. The building of the temple, Solomon finished. David started, Solomon finished. Or David gathered everything, including the master plan, and Solomon finished. There is also the second thing, which is the establishment of the kingdom. Yes. We see David helping Solomon to understand he has to deal away with all the threats, yes. Beginning with his brother Adonijah, going to his uncle, his elder uncle Joab, and even Shimei. Shimei was a cousin of King Saul, who had messed up with David big time. David instructed Solomon to deal with them so that his kingdom is established and to also avenge for him. So you realize he was able to transact from his generation to the next generation for safety of Israel. Yes.
And now, even as we get the conclusion, a little bit of that, it is likely for people to say it is an Old Testament kind of religion. But you also shared from Paul's relation with Timothy and how Timothy had received impartation from his family. Can you bring us to go to see how that has implication, not just in the old time of the Bible, but even now, how it is generational conveyancing has reference from the New Testament to the generation of the Bible?
Sure. Fathers and grandfathers are duty bound to pass not just land and cars and bank accounts and professions to their children. They are also duty bound to pass spiritual impetus and spiritual strength to their children. Like I said, Abraham was a father of faith, and we see his faith in Isaac and Jacob. And that faith grows in all the generations of Abraham. We, the Christians, are children of Abraham by faith. And therefore, we also ought to transact with our children, like you're my son. I get worried when I see pastors, like we know them in our part of the world. Yes. Most of the children are not able to follow after them. Like I minister, you find you're not able to minister. What is it that I missed as a man of God? Yeah. Why was I not able to pass my grain to you? And it's just because we put our children just through the school system. Yeah. We don't take time to inculcate in them the spiritual values that are able to convert and change their lives. And that's what we see Paul testify about Timothy. Timothy had a mother called Eunice and a grandmother called Lois. And Paul tells Timothy that he's so blessed by Timothy. Yeah. When he sees that Timothy has genuine faith, which was in his grandmother Lois and in his mother Eunice, which Paul is now seeing in Timothy. That means this old grandma, this granny called Lois, had been able to train her daughter Eunice in matters of faith. And despite Eunice having been married by a Greek man who was most likely an unbeliever, we see Eunice growing in faith and having a genuine faith in God. And this faith was subsequently bequeathed to Timothy. Fathers, I encourage you to bequeath to your children something greater than money, something greater than cars, something greater than land, that our children may be able to have faith. Yes. That our children may be able to have genuine love for God and God's people. That our children may be able to have humility. Yes. Hallelujah. These are the values I am saying we should be able to transact from one generation to the other.
Amen. Wow. Wow. Now one last question. As you drew to the end of the sermon, you mentioned about the evil eye. The evil eye. Wow. I know you said you will mention it in the next service, but can you give us a sneak peek preview of what it is the Lord has made in concerning?
Thank you. I did not just talk about the evil eye. I talked about 7 channels of spiritual transaction. 7. And these, we said, these channels are built and strengthened in family. It's fathers that pass them. There is a native saying in our people, among our people, that children get spoiled at the 3 stones of their mother's kitchen, because that's where they pass. That's where we pass these attributes. And we talked about a good eye or an evil eye. Are you raising children with an evil eye, or do you have an evil eye yourself? We talked about an evil ear. The Bible calls it itching ears. We talk about the tongue. There can be an evil tongue and a good tongue. An evil tongue, the Bible says, is a wild fire. A very wild fire. Hallelujah. And we talked, and there can be a good tongue. The Bible calls it, the book of Isaiah, and in the Old Testament, the tongue of the learned. A tongue of wisdom. And the Bible says you will feed yourself with it. There is an evil heart. Bible says every heart of man is desperately wicked. Children of God, parents can train their children to purify their heart. If your child is born innocent, at what time did they start to accumulate evil in their heart? We as parents can inculcate virtue and righteousness. We talked about an evil hand, an evil foot, and an evil seed. And I said, and we will be sharing these things much later, I say these things are used in the kingdom of darkness. The people of darkness, they know evil eyes, evil ears, evil tongue. You hear people talk about somebody as an evil tongue. If they speak something, it gets spoiled. If they say a cow has a lot of milk, it dries up because they have an evil tongue. So, if there can be an evil tongue perpetuated by the devil, just like the way the Bible talks about an evil eye, then we have also a good eye. And I'll be sharing these things next week. Don't miss. And I also showed you people a number of people who had evil eye, evil other things, including Cain. Cain had an evil eye towards his brother. Ham had an evil eye towards his father. Jacob had an evil eye towards his brother. And where did he get his evil eye from? You can trace it back. Hallelujah. Subsequently, I want you people to know that there is something called generational transaction, and fathers should be able to pass it to their sons. Welcome for the next service. Over to you.
So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you are blessed. Continue studying this word. Allow this word to just simmer, and by the grace of God, pray to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to invite the grace that causes us to put this word to action. Why? We are not supposed to be just hearers of the word. Let us go out there and do it. At such a time as this, let us be the ones to bring our families to the revelation of the truth and powerful transformative graces in the word of God. Asanteni sana. Thank you for your time. God bless you. Please like, comment. You can drop your question. We'll look at them and God will bless you. Asante sana. Kwaheri.